Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Business as a Magical Practice podcast. So today I have a special thing. This entire week, I have a special thing for you where I'm doing daily Instagram lives. I did the first one this morning for the next 3 days with our 3-day Effortless Expansion experience. So I wanted to repost this to the podcast because I know some people hate Instagram and they'd rather just listen to something. So I'm posting it ended up being like 22-minute Instagram live on creating seductive scalable offers. So that's what we're going into today. I just wanted to give some context in this little intro of what you're diving into, because you're going to hear me referencing like, so glad you're on live with me, and DM me. So take a listen. It's really good of how to actually create seductive, scalable offers that will be with your business for the long term. And if you want the exercise that I mentioned in the Instagram live, make sure to DM me on Instagram. It is at The Dirty Alchemy. And I'll send that over your way. And so you can actually be a part of this 3-day experience of Effortless Expansion. So tomorrow, tune back in on the podcast or on Instagram Live if you want to be actually ask me questions live. Tomorrow, we're talking about enchanting your audience through your copywriting. And then the last day is focusing on amplification. So how to actually create systems in your business for scaling. So enjoy, and I will see you tomorrow. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Today is day 1 of Effortless Expansion, the 3-day experience for how to grow your business with ease, with flow, and in really tangible ways. Just to go over the schedule for you, it is today, tomorrow, and Thursday, about 20-30 minutes each day for this Instagram Live, each day at 10 a.m. Pacific and 1 p.m. Eastern. And today is all about creating a seductive, scalable offer. Tomorrow's on copywriting that enchants your audience. And then day 3, we're doing Amplify, which is around how to create systems in your business so that it can run without you and you can actually take a fucking vacation. Anyways, I'm just going to jump in because I know we're all busy, and I know that staying on for an hour-long presentation on Instagram is not really doable for busy entrepreneurs often. So I'm just going to keep it short and sweet unless a bunch of questions come in. I can answer those at the end if you're on with me live. But let's jump in, you guys. So today we are talking about creating a seductive, scalable offer. And I love this topic so much because I often see with clients, what will happen is they will create an offer out of desperation. So they need to make money. They need to make money right now. So they're going to put something out there. They're going to relaunch something, or they're going to come up with a completely new idea to engage and seduce their audience and bring in money, or out of whimsy, like I had this great idea, let's just jump into it. Or intuition, like if you're a really spiritual person, you can get really excited by intuitive hits and just run towards it, right? But we actually don't want to build our business off of that. We don't want to build our offers out of that because it's just not a sustainable thing for the long term. And I'll talk about that in a second. But why we actually want a seductive, scalable offer in the first place is because, one, it differentiates us in the market. So if you are a service provider, if you're a coach, if you're a healer, if you are a graphic designer, having an offer, a clear, seductive offer that uses your framework, which we'll talk about in a second, will actually differentiate you in the market. Right? Instead of being in, like I'm a graphic designer and my clients, the people who find my website, they're just comparing me directly to other graphic designers. We're going to do a cost comparison. We're going to do an offer comparison, and they can suddenly make choices based off of pricing versus the actual value that you bring to the table. So a scalable, seductive offer differentiates you. Another reason why it's important to have this type of offer is it elevates you into expert. Because if you're just a freelancer, a service provider, a coach, like any of these things, you can, again, what we just said, you were doing this cross comparison of you're just like everyone else in the sea. So what an offer does and what creating a framework actually does is it elevates you to the status of being an expert, right? So this will actually allow you to command premium pricing, set your pricing, not based on industry standards, but on the actual value you bring to the table or what you actually want and need to be creating in your business, the value you're actually creating for customers. And then finally, it creates safety. An offer creates safety, both for you and your client. So let's start with client because this is where it more brings safety to the table. When you have an offer that you can give, you can show, you can display to a client in a sales call or on your sales page or in your application process, you're actually able to create safety for them. Because if they're in the before state of the transformation they want to have through working with you, maybe you are a health coach and someone is coming to you because they want to just feel really good in their body and also lose some extra weight. Like they want to go from before where they are now to this after state, this really dreamy vision of what they hold for their future, of what's possible. That future state might not be realistic for them in some ways, right? They can see like that's a potential, but they might not fully believe in it, or they might not be allowing themselves to believe in it because it's just so far off. What if I'm let down? What if I can't follow through? What if they can't follow through? So if you have an offer, a framework, it can actually act as a roadmap for clients so they can see the path. They can see the little path that they're going to have to go down to get to their desired after state. So that creates safety. They suddenly will feel more safe to work with you because you are the expert. You have a plan. You have done this before. You have a track record. And then it also creates safety for you because instead of just going into like, going back to our graphic designer example, I'm just going to create some designs for people. Suddenly there is an end result and there's a process you have in place. So the scope of work, there won't be scope creep. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. So this is, if you're a service provider, or if you have certain digital products that you offer, and it's really, really clear from the beginning, from the actual you signing a contract or from the buy button experience, suddenly you're significantly less likely to do the people pleasery thing of saying yes to everything that your client says. No, we have this clear offer. No, we have these clear deliverables. We have this clear process that I always do. This is how we get to this desired after state. This is how we go through the transformation. So it'll actually help you create boundaries and safety within your business for yourself, and not do all of that creeping. So that is why this shit is important. I hope you get it. I'm just going to drink some of this first. And it's so fun that I have people on live with me now. Feel free to ask questions. I would love to chat because I don't do Instagram lives that often. So I usually just record videos ahead of time. So this is fun. So mistakes I see when creating an offer are, one of them is thinking that lower priced is easier to sell. I see this a lot. If you're starting out, or if you're transitioning into digital products instead of just straight up services, there's a tendency and a desire, or a compulsion, I should say, to go lower priced. So I'm just going to sell a $100 digital course because it's easier to sell. It's easier for people to say yes to. That might be true in some regards, but often it's not true in the larger scheme of things. Because suddenly, instead of selling a one program for $2,000, you're going to have to sell 20 $100 programs. You're going to have to make 20 sales instead of just one sale to hit that $2,000 goal, for example. Or if you have a goal of $10,000 every month, or $8,000 every month, you're suddenly going to have to make significantly more sales. You're going to have to actually build out a more complicated funnel in your business, employ more tech into your business to sell these lower priced offers, because it's not like you can just throw up a offer on your website and people are going to buy it. This is what might be what you think, but I've been on the back end of so many businesses with evergreen products where they're just like up on their website. They don't sell unless you're doing a promotion for it, unless you have some sort of podcast or blog or YouTube channel where you are continually promoting that product. So it's a continual selling process. So going back to the mistake is thinking that lower price items are easier to sell. You're going to have to put in the same amount of effort, if not more, to make $20, $100 sales than one $2,000 sale. So that's a mistake, and it'll just leave you feeling defeated because you'll make that one $100 sale a month and suddenly like, why am I even doing this? I can't support myself in any way with just that. Okay, next mistake I see is thinking that courses are the only scalable offer. So there's so many scalable offers as service providers, as experts, as teachers, as leaders in the online space. And I'll get into some examples in a second. But if you just think that digital courses are the only option, or ebooks or something like that, some sort of digital training, it's just going to leave you feeling confined, because there's a lot of different ones, and you can actually use ones that are better for your energy and will get your clients better results. So the third mistake that I see happening with offers in regards to creating seductive, scalable offers is going from whimsy and desperation. So I've already touched on this right at the beginning, is you're creating your offers out of desperation, out of whimsy, out of intuition, instead of creating them out of seeing the 10-year, the 3-year, the 10-year vision for your business and making very strategic decisions. Okay. So if you're doing that and you're going off of this high of I'm creating something new, I'm going to put it out into the world, and it's going to be so great. It can leave you, it can take you on this high, and then you can crash after you launch it and you realize you never want to launch it again. Right. I've seen this so many times in the back end of businesses, of creating something out of, I just want to create this new thing. And then suddenly you never want to relaunch it again. And you don't actually see it fitting into the totality of your business. And the launch didn't go that well. You don't want to launch it again. You wasted so much time and effort. So I'll stop there. We don't want to make offers based off of that. So what to do instead? So this is the actual training of this today, my friends. So what we want to do instead for when we're creating offers is let's start with, it's not just about the digital course. So scalable offers, just thinking about how we define scalable offers, these are things that maybe require some of your time, but it's not just this one-to-one service where your direct hours are directly related to you getting paid. So it's this time for money. If we start stepping away from that is when we're actually able to scale it. So one example of a scalable offer that you can do if you're a service provider is get more people on your team to do that service. So this is kind of like an agency model. This is something that I do on my team, is hiring people to do the work for clients for me. And we suddenly have a team. Or if you're a copywriter, you can do that and hire other copywriters to fulfill some of the work, or at least do first drafts of things. So suddenly your capacity to make money, your capacity to bring in money for your business scales, because you'll be pricing based off of values and not just hours to a client, or you'll add on a profit margin to that person's hours if you are pricing in that way. So that's one example. Another one is an online program instead of just a course. When I think of a digital course, it's just something that people buy. There might be a Facebook group, but there's not really a touch point in there, maybe a monthly Q&A call or something like that, but often not even that. And the difference with an online program is that, sorry, I just realized my light was turned off. No, you can really tell that I'm in a dark room. So an online program is you're starting to add in these touch points that can really serve your clients. So if you have a digital course and adding on some touch points of weekly calls, monthly one-on-one call for a call with you, bringing in other coaches into the program who can, or community managers within the program that can serve people in there. So this is more of the mastermind model where you're doing more regular coaching and there might be a training element within a digital course, but it's adding on a lot more and you're doing it in a group setting. So it is significantly more seductive and it is a lot more scalable. And I'm seeing the trend right now is less people buying digital courses because so many people have bought courses over and over and over again and then haven't followed through, or it hasn't been enough to address the real need. So a lot more people are choosing to come into masterminds because there is this higher touch element, this higher investment, this higher accountability. So they'll actually get to the end result they're going for instead of just buying a course or buying a training or buying an ebook, which has less likely, like, I wish I remembered, there are actually stats about the amount of people who will finish an online course, and it's upsetting. It's upsetting. Like very few people will actually finish an online course. So adding a little bit of accountability in there is still a scalable offer. And the trend is moving in that direction where there is this high touch, people will actually feel taken care of by you as the expert. Another one is creating, if you want to stay in a one-on-one capacity, is you can actually build in profit sharing into your business. So you can have a conversation with your client or a potential client and set up an offer in a way that you are still working one-on-one with them. So it's not some sort of group setting or course setting, but if your business directly has to do with them making money, profit share makes a lot of sense, you get 10% of the gross revenue of this particular campaign, or you get 20% of all additional profit that comes into the business over a baseline. So you can actually create, and I'm using profit share loosely. I know that that's like an actual financial term if you talk to an accountant or a bookkeeper, but if you can create a profit share model with your one-on-one client, suddenly your income gets significantly more scalable. You won't have to take on as many clients because your business revenue is scaling with how well your clients are doing. So those are 3 alternatives to digital courses that can be more effective in getting your client a result. And so the question with this is, what is my energy like? How do I actually want my business to look like? Because some people love working one-on-one with clients, but they are trying to add in a course because they just want scalable income. Where if you love working one-on-one, start having that profit share conversation or create that agency model. So you want to ask about like what your energy type is, how you like to work with people, and then also ask what will get my client the best results. This is huge, right? Because all of marketing, all of business is just around how to get my client from the before state to the after state, from A to B, that transformation. So making offers that are incredibly supportive of that transformation, like that's what you need to be asking yourself. So another to do, instead of the mistakes I already mentioned, was to price on value. So instead of pricing hourly or making prices based on how many hours it's going to take you to complete something, instead you want to actually price off of value. So determining how much value you're giving your customer in terms of time, money, and energy, and you can actually list these things out and creating a price based off of that. Because you can actually be harming yourself by doing an hourly rate, especially over time, because as you get better at things like time compresses. Suddenly creating a logo, which took 20, 40 hours before, now takes 2 hours. So if you're you can actually be harming yourself if it's just off of hourly as you progress in your craft. Unless you're starting out, you guys. So this is more something for people who are further on in the game, where when you're starting out, you're like, you often just need to say yes to everything because you just need experience to see what you like, to see who you like working with, to see what your actual process is. But that's an aside. So third thing to do instead is plan your offers with a 3-year perspective or more. So in the Alchemical Business Intensive, we actually do a 10-year perspective of how I actually envision who I'm going to be, who you are going to be in 10 years, what your business is going to look like in 10 years, what your life is going to look like in 10 years, and make your offers based off of that. So how you can actually, I just did a weird filter on my face on Instagram. I didn't mean to do that. I just added eyelashes onto my face unintentionally by touching the screen, you guys. So sorry for the people watching. I just got eyelashes added on. Okay, so planning your offer with this 3+ year perspective is in order to actually address the fact that most people create offers out of whimsy and desperation. So how do I actually think forward in how I want my business to be in 1 year, in 3 years, in 10 years? What do I want to be known for in that time period? These are such important questions to ask, right? Because we don't want to be moving in our business off and making decisions out of cortisol, out of our hormonal responses to triggers and traumas. Instead, we want to have this calm, visionary CEO perspective of how do I want my business to grow? How do I see myself growing in my business? How do I see my business as a separate entity becoming a full flourishing of itself? This thing that can be so much more bigger, more expansive, more impactful than just me, this one human in my meat suit. So those are 3 things that you can do for creating this really seductive, scalable offer. I am going to send out an exercise via the people who signed up to my email list around outlining your framework. So if you want that, DM me. I can send you how to actually outline a framework, but a quick little step-by-step of what that looks like is identifying what the transformation is that you make for your clients, and then getting clear on the step-by-step it takes to get there, and actually creating languaging around that is really epic. So DM me if you want that, and I can send that your way. It's not something I can just type into Instagram because it's a little bit more intensive. So thank you all for being with me live. It took me 22 minutes. I'm right on schedule. I'm so proud of myself. And I will see you tomorrow. So actually, before tomorrow, it'd be really great if you want that framework, if you're with me for these 3 days and you want to actually create this effortless expansion, make sure you actually go and apply all of the stuff that we talked about today of looking forward into the future of your business and how you want your business to look like, and what offers you want to have, what you want to be known for, and design your offer that is best suited for getting your people a transformation in that time period. Also, of course, I am in the process of enrolling people into the Alchemical Business Intensive right now. If you are curious about that, if you want to learn more, feel free to DM me, or just the link in my bio will take you to a page where you can book a 30-minute call with me if you want to talk it out and get clear on if this is a good fit for you. This is a 6-month container for creating the foundation of your business that is scalable. So the team, the systems, the offers, you as a person who's not in control and tight grip of their actual business, and all of the internal workings that need to happen in order to do that. So link in bio to learn more about that. And you can also book a call with me if you want to talk more. And thank you all for being with me. It was so fun to have a bunch of people on live. I'm not used to that. So thank you. And you have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. And we're talking about copywriting that enchants your audience. So aloha, everyone.